You found the STIHL National Championship Air Races presented by Reno-Tahoe.
Welcome to the desert here. Welcome to one of the most unique events in the world of sports, the STIHL National Championship Air Race. It's our pleasure to bring you this stream coverage for you. Coming to you from live in the desert here. We just, if you've been with us already, been on the stream already, you saw some STIHL drag racing, and here we go. We are starting a Formula One race. This is 3B Formula One Silver Class Racing, and we are underway. 5 planes out there.
Yeah, Tommy, they're already running, and out to a quick lead is race 74, Sean Milkey from Fairbanks, Alaska. He's got the early jump on him. Again, they depart all together. We've got 5 aircraft, like you said here, Tommy, that departed. And this first lap, is, as with all Formula One, is a oil warm-up or a starter lap. So they're 1 lap around our up-close and personal 3.5-mile course. They can jockey for position, but the laps start counting and the times start counting when they come back around and pass the STIHL home pylon here in just a second. So they're headed down the backstretch right now between pylons 3 and 4, and they are jockeying for position as we look there, Tommy. Great shot of our leaders from our pylon cams out in the desert. And here you see them coming around front there.
Carl Robertson, Sleeper is the name of the aircraft. It's white.
And he's followed by 74, Sean Milkey out of Fairbanks, Alaska, the red and white. And then right behind them in the Atomic Pumpkin, Blair Hamilton out of Alberta, Canada in race 48 is in 3rd. Followed up with the 39, race 39 of Monkey Ninja, JP Odell. Bringing up the rear. Looks like Scott Holmes in race 9. Outlaw.
Blair Hamilton in the Atomic Pumpkin, of course, came into this B class based on results from an A class race yesterday. So she'll be looking to move back up again. That's what's capable for all these pilots and team.
Yeah, what a great story there, Tommy. You see a great shot of her coming around the final pylon, headed for the home stretch. She's down here from Canada and connected with a group that's doing an awful lot of outreach to young women to get them into aviation. And here she is setting the example for others as a race leader. And we're going to jump back to our leaders back up front.
81, Robinson.
Great shot. Beautiful paint scheme with that airplane with the green and the white on there. Aircraft will be continuing to maneuver back in the field, and our leader is jumped out front and has just stayed there. Tommy, we talked earlier about the fixed pitch prop in Formula One. The other aircraft jumped off the ground a little bit faster than him, but obviously his prop selection is gotten him out front. We jump back to see 2nd and 3rd there with race 74, Sean Milkey, followed by Atomic Pumpkin and Blair Hamilton we talked about just a minute ago. Tommy, looks like she's making some ground on him there a little bit in straightaways.
We're going 8 laps around our 3 and change course here. So still 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah, you can see Blair, look at this as she descends now on the straightaway coming back to the STIHL home pylon. She's going to make some ground on him on race 74, and I see, look from that angle, looks like she's almost caught him, but here at Reno, is in all cases with closed course pylon racing, you got to pass on the outside. So Milkey has the inside track, and she's got a little bit of work to do to get around him in these turns. Shot of them there. You can see her just gradually sneaking up on him in the straightaways. There you can see she's got some speed on him when she can go straight and level, but again, she's got to pass him on the outside. You can see him on the outside there as they're headed into that pylon number 4, which would be our 4, 5, and 6 around the west end of the course. And it looks like she's gotten out in front just a little bit, but again, she's high outside, taking the longer way around because she has to pass from the outside. And then, folks, if you think about it, you can't really see behind you from an airplane, so it's kind of hard to know when you get back around. And here you see Milkey has taken that shorter route and pulled back out in front. But Tommy, they are neck and neck coming to the home pylon right there.
Absolutely, yeah, flying level. The Blair Hamilton has the definite advantage there. She loses that advantage but flying a longer race course every time they hit a pylon. Here's 4th and 5th.
See another good contest here, Tommy, as they're coming around. See race, that's back to race 74 in 3rd place and 2nd. You can see continuing to battle with Blair Hamilton as they go down the backstretch. Then we're going to jump back to our leader who's got a sizable lead, Tommy, back there in race 81. That's Sleeper with Carl Robinson down here from Longview, Texas.
Carl Robinson, another plane which qualified this based on an A-class performance yesterday. So he's looking to bump back up again and making a good case for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now here you see Blair Hamilton. She's got a little bit more inched up, making her way around. Do they come out of that final turn right there and they're headed down the home stretch? She's got just about side by side. Now Tommy, going by our vantage point here, you can see in the camera she's pulling out front. Now I don't know if she'll get far enough to where she can cut in front around the corners or if she'll have to stay outside. So we'll just watch closely as they head into pylons 1, 2, and 3. Headed around the north side there. This is quite a race, Tommy. Yeah, really
this
exciting.
Is the race within the race that is the most compelling at this point right now. 81, Carl Robinson and Sleeper still way out in front of the pack.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see the yellow airplane there. And we're going to jump back to second and third as they go down the backstretch. Blair Hamilton has sizably put the lead on over race 74 and Sean Milkey. It took her a while, but she got it. And now we're going to jump back to the leader out front, beginning to deal with some lap traffic here, Tommy.
Yep. That's not the clean air he wants, but it has to be endured if you're going to start lapping airplanes here, part of the system.
Yeah, just a beautiful shot of that airplane. He qualified at about 195 miles an hour initially, and so you can see the speed difference as he's beginning to encounter some of that lap traffic, who in some cases 20 to 30 knots slower in their qualifying speed. So you see a little bit of speed difference there as he's moving around. So really this 5 airplane field now pretty much spread out around the course as we follow our leader coming through the final pylon here. Comes around pylon number 6 and headed for the steel home pylon. You can see he's just flying a nice tight course, and like you said, Tommy, this is currently a silver class grouping, and they're trying to bump up their times to get back into that gold class, as every class is here at Reno. The eyes are all on Sunday. It's about competing for that national championship.
And our 1 and 2 planes right now are both the ones who had bumped down from gold class here, so they are showing that they maybe have the capability to bump back up, and one of them will.
Right, and here we're going to jump back and look at Blair Hamilton in the Atomic Pumpkin, and a great shot of that beautiful airplane. Fantastic paint scheme, and she has just done a masterful job of passing. We watched that race for so long with her and Milky, and now she's just flying a tight course, as is our leader, Carl Robinson, in race 81. And just both of them working on their times, because right now they're not necessarily competing with anybody for position, but they are competing against the entire field. It's all about Sunday, Tommy.
Getting the white flag will Carl Robinson with this pass of the steel start-finish pylon, so he'll be into his final lap there. Obviously getting a good time going here and a good average speed. We'll get that for you later if we can.
You know, Tommy, I'm noticing the line that he's flying is very tight against. He's being careful not to cut, because you cut a pylon and fly too close to it. You know, we have judges at every pylon, Tommy, that are looking up through those, what in essence are 55-gallon drum size containers on top of a 50-foot pole, and they're looking through that barrel. And if they see any part of the plane, then you've cut the pylon. And so our leader, Robinson, is doing a great job of staying tight, flying fast and low. You know, here at Reno, they say fly low, fly fast, turn left, and that's what he's doing right here over the desert at just under 200 miles an hour.
In a lead like this, it gets a lot less complicated, and you can do exactly what you want to do. Don't stress anything. And he's headed for the checkered flag. He goes around number 6.
Yeah, coming out of that final turn, Tommy, wings level, nose down, throttles all the way forward, and there he is. That is the checkered flag. There's our unofficial winner. Coming around in second place, we've got finishing. You see that she's headed down the backstretch right at the moment. That's Blair Hamilton. And still some lap traffic between her and where Robinson finished, but she was a good more than a half a lap behind in second place. So you see her just now coming through pylons 4, 5, and 6 on the west end of the course. And great shot of her again, Tommy. The lighting here, the smoke, you can see a little bit of haze, but we've got a much better day than we've had all week, and Blair Hamilton's taking full advantage of that. Here she comes to the finish line to unofficial second place. Congratulations to her.
Race 48, Blair Hamilton, Cochrane, Alberta, Canada there in second place. Right behind, well, not right behind, but a bit behind Carl Robinson, our overwhelming leader here, an unofficial winner.
And here you see third place in number 70, race 74, Sean Milkey.
Let's take a look at this race one more time, and there is your winner.
There it is, and you can see the line that Carl Robinson took, and early on he was the class of the field. But initially, Tommy, if you recall, we talked about those fixed pitch props. The other aircraft, 2 of them, in fact, got out faster than he did, but it didn't take him about halfway around the first time to start putting that speed to work. And he started overtaking people, jumped to the lead, and again finished out front with more than a half a lap. And here you see some of that great race between 74 and 48. Just a great race. Blair Hamilton worked really hard to get by, passing on that longer route on the outside.
See, that was early on in the race when 74 still had the lead over Blair Hamilton.
Yeah, we got to see a lot of good technique here where 74 Sean Milkey was taking that inside route. He was flying tight to the pylons, and Blair had to really work. She had the speed advantage, but she could only really make ground in the straightaways, and taking that longer route around, often higher around the outside of the pylons, really held her up for a while, but she finally got it done. There's our checkered flag, I believe, with the, or that's 1 lap to go, I think, with our leader.
White flag. And just a perfect race for Carl Robinson. It was the way you want it to happen.
Yeah, you can see some of the great pylon cam shots that we have here with our crews out in the desert. The smoke getting a little bit better. Very good shot there from them on Sean Milkey. Race 74. You can see Blair Hamilton still. Here's where she finally got in, coming down the home stretch, Tommy. Look at that. Did you see the acceleration finally work? She gets around, and as she headed into turn 1, 2, and then you could see she finally got by him, and there's our leader passing some lap traffic in the final closing laps of the race.
So Carl Robinson never really challenged during the course of this. Obviously a ride prop choice for him, the perfect prop choice in Blair Hamilton. She won the battle between the North Country. She from Alberta, Canada, beat out Sean Milkey from Fairbanks, Alaska.
Yeah, there it is, and there's our checkered flag.
Many of these planes built by the owners. Right there in their own garages, and there's your unofficial finish order right there. Carl Robinson 81. Sleeper, Blair Hamilton and the Atomic Pumpkin in 2nd place. That's race 48. Sean Milkey and Fat Ass Cass. Race number 74, Scott Holmes, number 9. Outlaw in 4th, and JP Odell. JP Odell, the aerospace engineer from Tehachapi, California. Monkey Ninja, race 39 in 5th place.
Doesn't really affect us too much out on the course. When you get up in your cool down, you start looking around. You start losing sight of things around, and other airplanes it's harder to see. But when we're on the course, it's not too bad. We got lights out on the bottom of the pylons, like construction lights, so it's kind of nice that you can see the pylons a little easier on the smoke. So it's not really a big deal.